Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be showing you a card trick. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so now I have a deck of cards, normal deck of cards. So it's just a bunch of randoms, see, all randoms. So now I'm just going to give it a nice shuffle. Okay, so now it's all shuffled. It's all shuffled up. Now I'm gonna close my eyes. See? They're closed. Okay, for this one, I'm just gonna tip it up and I'm gonna close my eyes. Okay, and I'm gonna pick just a random card in the middle of the deck. Okay, this is your card. Now I'm gonna put it down. Okay, now I'm gonna tip it back so you can see. Okay, so your card is just sitting right here. Okay, so I'm closing my eyes. Okay, this is your card. See it? Okay, perfect. Now, this is gonna be your card right here. Now, I'm gonna take the deck, I'm just gonna split it, and I'm gonna put your card on top of here. Okay? So now it's on top. Now, I am going to, I'm gonna put your card on the, the top of the deck, okay? So now I'm just gonna put it together. It's all mixed up. I have no idea where your card is. Possibly you can't know where your card is. It's in the middle of the deck. I have no idea. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take some off the top of the deck, and then I'm gonna take some off of here. I'm gonna take some off of here, I'm gonna put it on. Okay, so now the cards are all mixed and all mixed everywhere. I have no idea where your card is. It's lost in the deck, okay? So now I'm just going to break it up, kind of give it a nice little shuffle up. Okay, so now I have two piles, and I am just going to go through them, kind of just look. Okay, I'm just gonna, I just went through it. Okay, so now I'm just gonna break it a bunch. Okay, now I'll take cards off the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say, you can pick a number between 1 and 10, doesn't matter what one. So I just put down 5, and then you go boom, and you go. Now your card will be on the top of the deck. Your card, 3 of spades. So now it's time for the tutorial. Okay? So now it's time for the tutorial. I'll show you how to do this trick. Easy beginner, you don't have to know anything about magic. Easy, just beginner trick. Okay? Now I'm just gonna tip it down, and here's the tutorial. Okay guys, now this is a tutorial. So pretty much you ask them to pick a card. Say they pick this card. I'm just gonna look at it. I'm just gonna show you guys. So it's the Ace of Clubs. Ace of Clubs. I'm gonna put it down. Well, first of all, they're gonna flip it over. Well, they're gonna hold it, look at it, or whatever. Then you're gonna ask them to put it right here on top. You split the deck. Tell them to put it on top of here. So it's on top of here. Now it's on top of here. And now what you do is you grab the top of the deck and you just put your pinky right in place. And then it's a pinky hold right there. So your pinky's gonna be right there. But then clearly you can't tell, right? It just looks like, okay, the deck is all mixed up. Then you can just take one cut like this and then put it on top, or if you're more like advanced or anything, you can just take some off and some off the bottom and then cut it from here. And then you put it down and on top. So now, clearly, the card will be on the top, right? So then it's on the top. Then you go, okay, pick a number in between 1 and 10. Say they pick 7. Then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now there's 7 cards here, and you say, magic, bring the card to the top of the deck. Now your card will be on the top of the deck. Now that's how you do that magic trick. I think I might teach you one more magic trick in this video. So the next magic trick is, it's this magic trick, very simple and easy. So pretty much you just tell them to pick a card. So you tell them to pick a card. Say they pick this card. See this card? So it looks like the well, it looks like a 9 backward 6 thing of hearts, but it's actually just the 9 of hearts. Can't really tell, but it's the 9 of hearts. Anyways, and then, so you just tell them to pick a random card. I'm just going to pick it again. You tell them to look at it. Then you're like, okay, just hold the card. Say it's 9 of hearts again, for some reason. So then they have it right here. As you can tell, they have it sat down. Okay? So they have it just right here, set down in the middle of the, just put it there. And then you're like, okay, so now this thing is all mixed, right? It's all mixed. And then make sure you remember the bottom card. So King of Clubs. So then you put it back. Remember the King of Clubs is on the bottom. Then you're like, okay, I'm going to split it. Now put your card on top of here. So see, I split it from the top, so then this is here. So then you tell them to put their card right here. Then you're going to put where the King of Spades, and you're going to put it right on top. Then you're like, okay, my card's messed in the deck. Have no idea where it is, right? It's gone. Don't know where it is. Okay, so now you're going to be like, okay, so now I'm just going to look in the middle of the deck. Okay, I'm just going to look. And once you find, I think it was the King of Clubs, I'm pretty sure. So you just keep looking through it until you find it. You should try and find it the first time. Just spread through all the cards. And once you see it, the King of Clubs, you know, okay, their card is always right before the King of Clubs, so then it's the 9 hearts. So once you find it, you're like, okay, I'm just going to put the rest of the deck on the bottom. So then you have their card on the bottom. Okay, so then you're like, okay, your card is even lost still. But now I'm going to just slide it over. So when you slide it over, so then you're like this, okay, I'm going to slide it over. But when you're sliding it over, try and keep their card over a little bit like this. So then you're like, okay, so now it's like over a little bit, as you can tell. There's like a little line in between. So then they think that this card is the bottom, but it's not actually, it's the second. So then you're like, okay, I'm going to put down that card and this card. Well, you tell them to pick a number in between 1 and 10, okay? So then that's there, and then you say, okay, pick a number in between 1 and 10. Pick a number, say they pick 6. So then I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's say they pick 8. Then you're like, so then they picked 8 cards. So then you're like, okay, they picked 8 cards. Now you're gonna take their card from the bottom when it's right here. And then on the 8th card, you're like 8. And there's your card on the 8th place. So, pretty much that's the tricks. It's easy tricks you can just do. Okay? So then you pretty much, so let's just go through it again. Pick a card, say 5 of spades. So they pick the 5 of spades here. Then you pretty much, okay, now the cards are all mixed. King of Clubs, remember, is on the bottom. So you just go, okay, all the cards are mixed, right? So then you're like, okay, split it now in the middle of nowhere, and then just put their card, 5 of spades, right on top, and then put the king right on top. Doesn't matter if it doesn't matter what card, just memorize the bottom card. So now it's all mixed. Then you're like, okay, I'm just gonna look through it until you see the king of clubs. So then you know, okay, right before the king of clubs is the 5. Okay, it's the 5 right before the king. So then you're like, okay, now I'm just gonna randomly split it. I'm gonna take a card right of the middle, and then I'm gonna put it right on top. Okay, so then you remember their card is on the bottom. No matter what, you actually wouldn't know, but remember it's before, then you know the card, and you put it on the bottom. Then you're like, okay, I'm just gonna spread it, but when you're spreading it, make sure to move. So just kind of like spread it out, and then you take the bottom card, which is actually their card, move it over a little bit, so then you can take the bottom cards off. So then you're like, pick a number in between 1 and 10. They pick 6. So then you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then their 6th card, you pull from right here. You just pull it of the 6th card, and you're like, okay, this is your card, the 6th card. So random that it's your card that you picked. So amazing, so random. So that's the trick. And then there's the first trick, of course. So yeah, this first trick is pick a card. Okay, say they pick this card. So 9 hearts, randomly. I had no idea. It's in the middle of the deck, and I picked it 3 times in a row already, pretty much. And then the 9 hearts. So then you say, okay, I'm just gonna split it. Okay, and then you tell them to put it on top of here. Then remember, you put your pinky right there, and then you put it on top, but pretend you do it quick like this. Okay, now I'm just gonna put it on top. Okay, and then it looks like it's all mixed because you're grabbing it like this, and then you just show them like this, so it looks like this. Okay, and then you just, if you're more advanced, you take some off the top. If you're not and you're too worried about the trick messing up, just split it in one. But I like splitting some off the top, some off the bottom, and then some off the middle, and putting their card on, and then it's on top, of course, because you had the pinky hold. Now it's on top. Then you're like, okay, randomly, I'm just gonna take a couple. I'm gonna pick a number in between 1 and 10 again. They say, doesn't matter, they say 5. And then you say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 5. Now, the 6th card will be your card. So you take some cards off the bottom, you say, okay, magic. So now, and then you say, boom, your card will be on the top. That's your card. So that's the trick. Perfect trick, awesome for beginners. Simple, simple trick, okay? So that's gonna be the trick for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you want more card tricks. Bye.